Welcome to Weirdest World, where the line between curiosity and terror is thinner than you think. Tonight, we're diving into one of the most infamous tools of the paranormal, the Ouija board. Stay with me until the very end, because I'll reveal a bizarre fact about the Ouija board's origin that will completely change the way you think about it. The Ouija board, also known as a spirit board or talking board, was patented in 1891 by Elijah Bond and marketed as a parlor game. But from the beginning, strange stories followed it. People reported planchettes moving on their own, messages from the dead, and even physical manifestations. Over the decades, the Ouija board has been blamed for possessions, hauntings, and tragedies. Tonight, we explore 3 of the most chilling cases where Ouija sessions went horribly wrong. Let's begin in Elgin, Illinois, in 1995. 4 high school students, Jason Keller, Melissa, Brian, and Stephanie, held a seance in Jason's basement. They lit candles, turned off the lights, and began asking the board questions. At first, the planchette spelled nonsense. Then it began to spell fire repeatedly. Moments later, a candle tipped over, igniting newspapers. The teens barely escaped. The fire department confirmed the candle was placed on an unstable surface, but the timing was eerie. Jason swore the board warned them seconds before it happened. This story was documented in local news archives, making it one of the few Ouija board incidents tied to a verifiable event. Next, La Paz, Bolivia, 2014. 3 teenagers collapsed during a Ouija session in a schoolyard. According to La Razón, they screamed and convulsed before losing consciousness. Doctors noted elevated heart rates and dilated pupils but couldn't explain the symptoms. Families insisted the teens were healthy before the incident. The government banned Ouija boards near schools. Teachers reported students sneaking boards into classrooms. The case remains one of the most widely reported Ouija incidents in South America. Then, San Juan, Tlacotenco, Mexico, 2015. Paulina Villarreal, 16, played with a Ouija board and began convulsing. Her voice changed. She shouted in an unknown language and was rushed to a hospital. Doctors couldn't explain her symptoms. A priest performed an exorcism. The case was covered by El Universal, with video footage circulating online. Skeptics suggested psychosis or epilepsy, but toxicology reports came back clean. Her family insisted she was healthy before the session. The story was referenced in paranormal documentaries and YouTube channels worldwide. These stories, Illinois in 1995, Bolivia in 2014, Mexico in 2015, show that the Ouija board is not just a harmless game. Whether you believe in spirits or not, the psychological and physical effects are undeniable. And these cases are not isolated. Across the globe, thousands of similar stories exist, many documented in newspapers, police reports, and medical records. Let's go deeper. In 1913, Pearl Curran of St. Louis claimed to contact a spirit named Patience Worth through a Ouija board. Over 25 years, Pearl dictated novels and poems supposedly authored by Patience. Scholars were baffled. Her writings were archived by the Smithsonian. Whether subconscious genius or spiritual channeling, Pearl's case remains one of the most compelling in Ouija history. In 1949, Roland Doe, a boy from Maryland, reportedly became possessed after using a Ouija board to contact his deceased aunt. Jesuit priests performed over 30 exorcisms. The case inspired The Exorcist and was documented in church records. In 2012, researchers at the University of British Columbia found that participants answered factual questions more accurately using a Ouija board than alone. They concluded the board taps into the subconscious. Believers say it confirms the board's power. Now, as promised, here's the weird fact. When Elijah Bond applied for the Ouija board patent in 1891, the patent officer demanded a demonstration. Bond and Helen Peters asked the board to spell the officer's name, which they supposedly didn't know. The board spelled it correctly. The officer was so shocked, he granted the patent immediately. Trick, coincidence, or something more? That moment is part of the board's official history. So, the next time you see a Ouija board, think of Jason and Melissa in Illinois, barely escaping a fire. Think of the teens in Bolivia collapsing in a schoolyard. Think of Paulina Villarreal in Mexico, whose possession was witnessed by doctors and priests. Think of Pearl Curran channeling novels from a spirit. Think of Roland Doe, whose story inspired The Exorcist. Think of the countless others who've touched the board and never been the same. And most of all, think of the question you might ask, and whether you're ready for the answer. Thank you for watching Weirdest World. If you found these stories as chilling as I did, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this episode with someone who dares to play with the unknown. I'll be back soon with more haunted history, paranormal mysteries, and the strangest corners of our reality. Until then, stay curious, stay cautious, and stay weird.